Welcome back to the Morristown Market Report. I'm Amy Schrader with Remax Real Estate 10.
And I'm Kim Swan with Union Home Mortgage.
And our special guest today is Elizabeth Atwood. She owns a business called Seasonal Sweets. So thank you for being here today.
Awesome. Thank you for having me, guys.
So I know I found you on Facebook. I'm pretty sure that's where I found you. And you were advertising all these different things. And I was like, oh, man, that sounds really good. So tell us a little bit about what you make and what you do.
So a lot of my stuff I try to do without like all of the chemicals that you don't really want in your food at the grocery store. So one thing like with strawberry jam, it has pectin and a bunch of just really not good preservatives that you don't really want. And it's super simple to can, so you can have it shelf stable. So I use the natural pectin, which is lemon juice, and I swear it's one of my favorite things to make. I made it for the first time about 6 years ago, and my family absolutely loves it. My fiance loves it.
This is the strawberry jam, by the way. And then we also have some apple butter.
Now, the apple butter looks a lot darker than normal apple butter does, and that's because I use a mixture of brown sugar and cinnamon to like sweeten it with just a tiny bit of honey. And like I was telling you guys, my grandmother is super picky on apple butter. So when she told me she absolutely loved it, best compliment I could ever receive.
Oh yeah, I bet you were smiling.
I was, yeah. She's definitely the one who taught me how to cook, but she never taught me how to make this. So this is all just like touch and feel. So I absolutely love doing it. And then my bagels. My bagels are something new that I've started. I love making these because I love bagels. And like I said, my fiance doesn't like bagels, and the fact that he eats these blows my mind. But yeah,
They look very good.
Oh, my house smells absolutely amazing right now.
All right, so what other things do you make? We got strawberry jam, apple butter, bagels.
I also do cheesecakes. That is a very old post on my page. I still make cheesecakes, mostly for friends and family, but if you wanted to custom order a cheesecake, definitely reach out. And my Buffalo Cajun snack mix. I didn't get to make any in time to bring it here, but it's definitely one of my best sellers. My family loves it. My fiance's family loves it. My coworkers love it. The amount of times I bring it in as just a snack and everybody's trying to reach into my lunchbox. They're like, you brought the snack mix, get it. They absolutely love all of it. I also do cookies. I do chocolate chip cookies and white chocolate macadamia nut cookies. I'm hoping to expand that further on, and then I'm trying to do everything seasonally. So in the summer, there's definitely going to be a lot of more citrus flavors. I'm hoping to do an orange cake, and for spring, I'm going to be doing carrot cake. So that'll be coming out soon on my page. And then on top of that, in fall, like I said, pumpkin scones. They are one of my favorites. Apparently, you guys don't like pumpkin.
I am not a pumpkin person. I do think Kim eats pumpkin.
I like pumpkin.
I love my pumpkin. Believe me, my house smells like pumpkin all year round. My fiance is like, why? It's the middle of summer and the house smells like fall. But yeah, definitely this is just small at the moment. I'm hoping to expand more, but I absolutely love it. I started this in 2022, and my fiance has been absolutely supportive in all of this. And I hope with this...
He's a taste tester, isn't
Oh,
he?
yeah. Yeah, he's like, you got a built-in taste tester at home. So, and he doesn't like it because whenever he's in the middle of something, I go up to him and I'm like, try. But he still eats it. And, but yeah, no, this is just something that's small that I'm hoping to grow more. I'm definitely going to be doing pumpkin pie in the fall, though, so...
Okay. Do you ever go to any of these little, like, I know... Over here at the farmer's market, they have like little pop-up vendor days and stuff. Do you ever do any of those?
I'm hoping to do that this year.
Okay.
I am truly hoping to do that this year. My manager at Buc-ee's is not going to like me because I'm going to be requesting some weekends off. But it'll be all worth it. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love being in my kitchen. Like this morning, I was making the bagels and getting everything all ready, and it brings
your
me
element.
Yes.
Okay.
Every time my fiance tries to come into my kitchen, I'm like, go away.
So your Facebook page is Seasonal Sweets, correct?
Seasonal Sweets, yes.
So it'd be like facebook.com/seasonal sweets.
Yes.
Okay. And so right now you're mainly a prepared to order
Yes.
type of bakery. So like if somebody wanted something, they can message you on Facebook and get that worked out.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. Do you want to share like what are your prices on your jams and apple butters and stuff?
Okay, so for the jam, it is about $5 a pint. Well, half pint. It is $6 a half pint for these, and then for the bagels, they are $1.50 for an individual bagel, and then for a full 8-pack of bagels, it is $12. And then for the Buffalo Cajun snack mix, it is $5 for a 5-ounce bag.
Okay.
So I try and keep it relatively reasonable, especially with how expensive grocery prices are these days.
Well, yeah, and I mean anybody that goes to the grocery store knows that like you're not going to buy anything cheap right now.
Oh,
so.
absolutely not. No, my grocery bill is like insane, and it shouldn't be insane for 2 people.
Well, if you're making all this stuff, I can see why.
I try and get a lot of it locally, so that's probably where it comes in. But that's one thing I'm excited about the summer. I love going to the farmer's market, so definitely will be purchasing a lot of my produce locally, and so it'll be even more local for you guys to buy it.
Okay. Is there anything else about your business that you want to share?
Not particularly. I think I said everything I want to say. I know it was really quick, but it's just, I love doing this. This is something I've always been interested in. If you guys ever want cheesecakes, let me know.
Well, now let me tell you, me and Kim used to have a really good friend. His name was Eddie Winstead. He was a realtor too. And he was notorious for his cheesecakes. And I mean, like, they were just the best cheesecake you've ever ate. And so he passed away a few years ago. And we have not found a cheesecake fix since, so we'll definitely be hitting you up for the
definitely.
cheesecake.
I do different flavors of cheesecake. I did actually make a pumpkin pie cheesecake last year.
I don't want that.
I know you don't want that.
Can you do a raspberry cheesecake?
I could do raspberry cheesecake, yeah.
Because that is
Ooh,
really
that sounds
good.
good.
I love raspberry cheesecakes.
I think my favorite one to make would have to be a strawberry cheesecake or a caramel apple cheesecake.
Yeah, that sounds good.
When I first started making cheesecakes, those were my top 2 flavors that everybody asked for. Lady I used to work with hated cheesecake, but she wanted to try it, and I was like, okay. And she ate half of it during our shift together. I was like, oh, okay.
And you don't like cheesecake, so
That was a real big compliment. And then I had a previous manager of mine at Buc-ee's. She had bought a strawberry cheesecake for a family gathering. This was closer around Thanksgiving, and she tried to fool everybody by saying that she had made it herself because her siblings are also bakers, and I was like, don't lie to them. But I had done something different. I had put a homemade strawberry curd in the crust.
Ooh.
It was absolutely delicious. She told everybody at work that they needed to buy cheesecakes from me. So,
well, maybe she'll let you like start selling your stuff there at Buc-ee's.
oh no, I already got in trouble once for
Oh,
it.
no.
Oh no, I didn't get a write up, thank God. But I did get a warning that I was not allowed to do it, which did suck. But I definitely tell all my coworkers go follow my page.
There you go.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
need to get you some little business cards and just hand them out to people at Buc-ee's.
I can do that. That will definitely be a write
That will
up.
definitely get a road up, yeah.
Okay, I'm not trying to get you fired or anything. So.
But yeah, if you guys ever come up to Buc-ee's, avoid Sundays.
Oh, I don't go to Buc-ee's. I have no desire.
Yeah.
No offense to Buc-ee's,
Oh,
but
no.
like, you know, it's a convenience store, and
It really is.
I'm not going to a convenience store for a destination.
You'd be surprised.
Oh no, I wouldn't. I go to Sevierville once a month, and I'm amazed at how many people are up there.
Yeah, working there is definitely interesting.
I'm sure you get all walks of life.
Oh yeah, we actually had something really amazing, but it was also sad. A Make-A-Wish kid chose Buc-ee's as his place.
No.
I was off that day, but my manager had shown me the video she got to see, and she had to leave the floor before she started crying, and that made my day, but also made me really sad, and also made me wonder what made you choose Buc-ee's on the inside. But I'm glad we exist.
Yeah, there you go. It's a popular place for a lot of
It's
people.
definitely
So,
popular.
all right. Again, this is Elizabeth Atwood. She owns Seasonal Sweets, and we will drop a link to her Facebook page in the comments here in just a little bit. So make sure if you need anything for the Easter holiday, you reach out, and she'd be happy to help you out with that.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in. Kim and I are going to talk about mortgages and interest rates and all that interesting stuff. So if you want to head back to wherever, you're welcome to do that. If you want to hang out, you can do that too. So
Hey,
it's kind of boring, but it's
but at
your
least I
choice.
brought you snacks.
Hey,
Absolutely.
I'm all about it. I'm about to tear up that apple butter. when we go off
Definitely,
camera.
definitely. You guys
So-
definitely enjoy all of these.
Oh, we
Oh,
will.
yes.
And I didn't hold these
You
up,
can
but
see
these are
them.
her everything bagels.
They look amazing.
And then we have some plain ones over here too. So we're going to be cutting them open and putting some strawberry jam and apple butter on them here when we get done. So
Still,
Thank you
so
again for
much.
coming.
Thank
We
you so much
appreciate
to
you.
meet you guys.
It was
It
good
was
to
an
meet you.
amazing opportunity.
Yes, thank you.
well, you're very
Glad
welcome.
you came.
Now I'm gonna let you guys talk about mortgages.
All right.
All right.
Thank
Best of
you.
luck to you in your business.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. All right, Kim, where are we at on mortgage rates?
Trying to inch up a little bit, but still in the sixes. You know, just nothing. You know, activity's picking up because I think, like
Spring
we
market.
said, it's spring, and I think a lot of people have decided, hey, I'm going to wait till they're back in the 3s and 4s.
That ain't happening.
No, they can't wait any longer, and they're going ahead and moving forward. So, seeing a little more activity for that. So.
Okay. I got a notification the other day, THDA lowered their rate,
They
didn't
did. They're 6.375. Now we did get an email from them today.
Oh, Lord.
Well, you know, normally, and you did mortgages years ago. Back in the day with THDA, once you approve the loan, the lender approved the loan. You know, you just send it to THDA, and really they just made sure the income limits didn't exceed. So their email today was basically, you know, just because the lender approves it doesn't mean THDA will approve it. So if you take somebody who has a small credit file, have not had a lot of credit, don't have any reserves, have a lot of payment shock, they're saying that they can turn the loan down, which is tough because that's the final stage. You know, appraisal's been done and paid for, everything's done and paid for, and then it goes there. So if they decide at that point, hey, you know, we don't want to do this loan, then
They ain't gonna do
they're
it.
not going to do the loan.
Which, I mean, they've always had that capability. I want to say last summer, I had a deal working and they were going through THDA. And it was, you know, we already had closing scheduled and everything was supposed to be happening. My sellers had moved and THDA denied the loan. And that's a hard pill to swallow
Oh, absolutely.
because that's not something that we're used to.
No.
But,
No.
you know,
Yeah, the last
that's why I tell
3
people until you're
Yes.
at that table and you're getting everything signed, it's not a done deal.
Right. Yeah, the last 3 I've had, they questioned the income calculations on 2 of them, and they questioned the appraisal on the other one, the appraised value. And it's an appraiser that we both know well, and he's done appraisals for 30 years.
Or more.
And he was, first of all, he was upset that they were questioning his
I'm
appraisal.
sure he was.
So it just boils down to, you know, if a down payment's an option, you know, it gives you so much more flexibility, you
Mm-hmm.
know, with debt to income, with these extra requirements. Because pretty much if you take an FHA borrower and, you know, we have 2 automated approval systems. If you run it through that automated system and they're approved, it tells you exactly what to get. And as long as you can get what it says to get, you're good to go. But now with these additional layers with THDA, you know, it's just, that's what I'm saying. If you can do a down payment, I know everybody says, hey, I'd rather not. But if you can, it's going to free you up to better options on approvals and debt to income and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. So, did you hear the news yesterday about the new NAR policy that came out?
I saw something, but I'm not going to say because, you know, when you see stuff, you're like, okay, is this real or is this not real?
So, ever since the NAR settlement, of course, the DOJ is still up, you know, the National Association of Realtors. And nobody is happy, supposedly, with the clear cooperation policy, which states once you advertise a home to the public, you have 24 hours to put it in the MLS. So advertising the home to the public means you've put a sign up, you're showing the home, you're posting about it on social media. All those trigger the 24-hour timeline. So some MLSs have a coming soon policy. We here at Lakeway do not. So if somebody posted on social media, they better be getting it in the MLS the next day. So this new policy that came out yesterday, NAR has said we're leaving clear cooperation in place, but they are adding what's called a delayed marketing listing. There's another word in there that I'm losing, but basically a seller would have the option to go ahead and list their home on the MLS and then opt out of having their home pushed out through an IDX to Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, the whole 9 yards.
Okay.
And it's going to be up to each individual MLS that's associated with NAR to determine what is the maximum amount of time that a seller could opt out of having that pushed out. But everybody has to have some kind of policy in place by September. So National Association of Realtors tells us what we can and cannot do, and then it's up to the local levels to figure out how we're going to implement that policy here. And so the big discussion right now in real estate is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? And I like it. And I'll tell you why. Because a lot of people are like, well, aren't you limiting the exposure to the buyer pool if you don't push it out to these websites? So you know as well as I do, people go onto Zillow to look for a house. They see one they like, and they hit that little blue button that says contact agent. And who do they think they're contacting? The listing agent. And then they start getting calls from 5 or 6 realtors, and they're confused. They don't understand why. And, you know, it's very confusing, I think, to buyers who don't understand how Zillow works. So in my opinion, I think it's a good thing, because if it's still on the MLS, it's just not getting pushed out to portals. Then if I have you set up on a safe search, you're going to get notification of that listing from me, your agent, before you ever see it on Zillow, Realtor.com, anywhere else.
Gotcha.
So in my opinion, it helps buyer agents to add value, because we are sending you properties that you're not finding anywhere else. Okay?
Makes sense, yeah.
From a seller's standpoint, you know, you'd say, well, you're not getting the most eyes on it. Actually, you're getting better qualified eyes on it, would be the argument I would make. Because, again, buyer goes on to Zillow, hits contact agent. That agent doesn't know anything about your house. You know, they're not able to answer the buyer questions well. We don't know if that buyer's pre-approved, pre-qualified, where they're at in the process. And if it's coming from an agent to that buyer and they want to see it, then you know that buyer has been vetted at that point. And the agent is going to have a little bit more knowledge about it than just, oh, it's on Zillow, da-da-da-da-da. So I see it as being a good thing. But I don't know that everybody's going to agree with me. So if you have an opinion on that new policy, feel free to leave your opinion in the comments and let us know. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? What do you think is going to happen with all that? We actually have an MLS committee meeting in the morning. Okay. So, you know, we may make some decisions then. I don't think it's going to be anything that we can implement immediately, because we're going to have to work with the software for our MLS, you know, to work out that button to make sure it doesn't get pushed out and all that good stuff. But I see it as being a positive.
It makes sense.
Definitely. So, we are almost to the end of March. We've had a lot of activity going on this month. With it being spring, we've had 43 new listings come on the market here in Hamlin County. We've got 39 homes under contract this month, and we've already had 36 that have sold and closed. Average sales price is running around $321,000. Those homes have about 61 days on the market. The median is around 307.5, and those homes have 42 days on the market. So if you follow along with our videos and our market updates, then you're probably going, hey, those days on the market, that's a lot higher than what we've been seeing. And you'd be right. But if a home sold in March and it was on the market for 61 days, if you do that math, that means it probably got listed in January, right? January, we had some crappy weather. February was not the best either. So homes that are listed during the winter months are typically going to be on the market a little bit longer. You don't have as much buyer activity. People are recovering from the holidays, and the weather definitely plays a part in that. So I think the days on the market will come down the further we get into this year. But for right now, we're seeing about 2 months, which, you know, if you've been in the business like Kim and I, and you followed that, used to it was nothing for a house to have 4, 5, 6 months on the market. So
Absolutely.
getting a home sold in 2 months is still not a real bad thing. It's a little bit longer than the week to 2 weeks we were seeing, but still not a bad thing. So if you have a local business that you would like to have highlighted on our Facebook Live, or if you run a nonprofit in the area and you would like to have us focus on you, please send us a DM, leave a comment, we'll reach out, and we'll get you on our schedule. Thanks again.